this live. So if anybody wants to just hang out with me, go ahead and hang out with me. I've got some things to take care of yet. Okay. Using titanium white. Okay. So let me try this light as well. All right. Trying to get this set up. Hello, anybody. I'm going to be working on this painting. I'm going to be doing the fine details of this scene taken here on this Greek island that I live on, for those who don't know. And I think I want to work a little bit on this rock area and get that seagull more defined. So I'm going to be working with the final details of this painting, and then probably turn it into a large painting. I like this composition. I like how it's working. I like a lot of things about it. Mostly I like the directional pull that's happening. The looking underneath the scene at the geometrical design of the painting. And if you've got a good one going, your painting's going to turn out, even if it's not painted in the best of ways. So let me find a brush that I can work with. I want my script liner. There we go. We've got a script liner here, which is a nice, it's synthetic. Oh, hello, Joshua. Yeah, Grace. Greece does still have a debt issue. Hey, Beb, good to see you. It is 7:10 p.m. And the sun is still out. I have my lighting here on in the studio, though, because hello, so nice to have you here. Oh, this is fun. I've never done a live like this. I do my morning musings, but most of you are sleeping when I'm doing them. So I thought I'd come on and just do some final details. I need to get something. Hold on, guys. All right, so I have my reference photo. Let me get this here. I don't know if you guys can see. This is the reference photo. I'm not sure if I can actually have it for you, but I'm just going to work on some of these lines in the rocks and get some of the final details in there. Okay? I'm sorry about that. I don't know how to do this yet. I'll get there. So I'm going to put that up here. I have my reference photo right up there. Well, maybe I could do it that way. You just won't see me mixing the paints. All right. It's all good. Thank you, Beb. It is. It's all good. And it'll all work out, and whatever happens, happens. So, first thing I need to do is probably add a little bit of liquid on this. I think I'm going to put in this other light as well, so you can all see better, and my shadow isn't going to block very much. So I'm just going to add a layer of liquid. This is usually what I do in my studies when I'm doing studies. And I'm sorry I can't answer you if you're asking me questions because can't quite see everything all at once. So I'm just getting some liquid on my brush and wiping off all the extra. You really don't need very much. And it's a great way to get your painting back online, let's say. And it's just a real thin layer. I may work on the beach here as well. I like these rocks here. I think I'm going to pretty much leave them alone. And, well, all right. And I'm pretty happy with the sky as well. Am I an American in Greece? I'm Greek American, born and raised in Minnesota. So, but I've been living here for, oh gosh, over 30 years now. Basically, out of college, I just decided I wanted to be in Greece and moved here. I had always spent my summers here as a kid, so that was nice. All right, you guys. So I'm going to do my best. I'll be coming back and forth to look at the comments. If there is something that I can help you with, you know, I'll have to figure out a way. I need my laptop up and running. My laptop is not running, so I can watch the comments more easily. Okay, so what I want to do, first of all, is establish where am I going to have hard edges. I've got one here. I want one here because I want things leading up to this bird, and here as well. And I think in just some areas there's going to be some directional lines just kind of pointing. I want everything pointing, coming to this bird. You can see compositionally that has been the play here in this little painting. So hold on a sec. Turning it into silent mode so I'm not bothered. You guys can see that, right? The compositional pull to this seagull. So yeah, I just want to get some hard edges. When you're not doing the fine details with a script liner, I always go with a palette knife. I think a palette knife really just does a lot of things. So let me get the edge of this little rock here. I mix a gray color, which in using ultramarine blue, burnt sienna. I love to use burnt sienna up in the foreground area where it's a warmer orangey color. And sometimes it's just ultramarine blue and burnt sienna and white. I'm using titanium white in this painting. I really want to get this edge here. I don't know how much you guys can see there. But again, like I said, it is what it is. We're just going to go with it. So when the paint is dry, this is what I love about oil paints, right? There's just so much you can do. Just scumbling over the top with your palette knife. And because this is something that I love to do, I have to be careful that I don't do it too much. Okay, we have a message. Midwest. Wow, yeah, Midwest, Minnesota. The marriage rate is dropping where? In Minnesota? If it is, I have no idea. Okay, so I love this little mark that happened here. And I'm going to also come in with this area. That's just a bit too light for me. There. Okay. I don't want too much interest here in this area. Not sure I'm liking what's happening on that with that, but I wanted to get, I think I'll go in and push this part back. Always stepping back to look at the painting from a distance. Hey, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Thank you, Beb. This is really nice. I've actually never done the live thing, and partially because I'm timid and shy, believe it or not. But I have the internet here on the island is really not. It's not very stable. So if I do disappear and we get stuck, that's why. So I want the seagull. In the reference photo, these rocks are flat and curving down at like a 45-degree angle. But a seagull would sit. I don't have a seagull in the reference photo. I'm making up the seagull. The light is coming from this way, so it's going to be casting shadow. I need to, yeah, I think I need to change this. So I'm gonna, okay. I've got the shadow in for the bird. I think that's working. And then I'm going to come in and going to lighten the value a little bit of that. Don't want it. I want it on the downside. Okay. Oh, hello. This is so much fun. It's nice to have you all here. Thank you so much. How long has it taken me to this point? On this particular painting, Dan, is that what you're asking me? I did a 4-part series on this painting from the absolute beginning to the end. And my absolute beginning is also, it's actually taken me about 2 weeks. The actual painting process, though, does not take that long. So I begin with the reference. I go find I go and find a reference photo, and I will spend time in the area using that reference and coming to there we go, that's what I wanted. Coming to understand this. Am I back? Am I back? You guys, I have really bad internet. I hope you can see this. It says I'm live again. Okay. Again, if I just shut down, if it just disappears, it's because my internet went out. So, anyways, Dan, I was talking about this painting. So if you go on my YouTube channel, you can see the beginning to this stage right here. This is the first live video that I've actually ever done of me painting. But I'm doing the entire painting from beginning to end. The painting begins with the scene, understanding the scene, feeling the scene, then gets into the play with the notan. Are you all familiar with notans? It's my big thing. Yay, I'm back. So yes, the notan. So some of the process is like sections painted, then wait till dry. Okay. The process begins with these little drawings, these little black and white notan drawings, finding the underlying abstract idea behind the painting. What is in dark? What is in the light? And then I go in and work on, I do a little gouache study. You can see all of that on my YouTube channel called, what's it called? 3 Easy Steps, something like that. The thumbnail is blue. To creating a painting. So it's the basic things. And then I do the underpainting in the first layer, getting all the colors in, and the basic shapes and the colors. And then I go in a second layer and do kind of pull it together, working with the trees in the background, getting the rock formation set up. And then I go back a third time where I pull together all the different pieces, breaking up some of the rocks, getting the shadows down, creating this area back here, which is more of your negative space, the area that, you know, it doesn't hold a lot of interest, but plays a part in this whole scene right here. And now I am coming in with the final details. That's pretty much how I go about it. Most times, that is pretty much what happens. Okay. Let me get some more blue in there. So blue will push it back, or like a dull bluish gray. So I would mix my blue with raw umber. If I just want to have this there, but not really very definite. You are so welcome, Dan. Oh, wonderful. Dan, it'd be really great. And please feel free to ask me any questions. And also, I'd love to hear what you think and if there's something that you want me to do. Something that I can do a video on. I absolutely love helping out other artists. So please send me your questions. Okay. So now in this stage, right, I'm not really following the reference photo. I'm using oh, got a smudge there. I'm using what I have to create the feel that I want. So when I'm coming to the sides of the painting, getting just very bland. These are not areas of any real importance. And I don't want you guys to hang out here. So dulling things down. What medium am I using? Is that what you're asking me, Jomin 112? I'm using oils. Oh, you're asking Dan. Okay. Anyways, these are oil paints. And I love oils. I am a huge fan. I want everything pushing up to this bird. So pretty much in the reference photo, it's a really good reference photo. I'm very happy with it. How's that looking, you guys? Hey, Joman, you don't know how to mix colors, but I bet if you got out a yellow, a red, and a blue, and some white, that you could mix a bunch of colors. You really could. And that's how I start my students with oil painting. Those who want to try painting, make it really simple and just basically a red, a yellow, and a blue, and white. And mix away, just play around, have some fun, just like you're a kid. Do a color video on mixing colors? I can do that. Yeah. Okay, so, well, at least it's helpful that you're looking at my palette. Um, I'll tell you what we'll do. If this is a good time for you all, next Sunday, I will be here, same time, same place, and we'll be doing, we'll do a palette mixing thing. We'll do a color mixing video. If you guys like that idea, let me know. I'll come back and check the comments. And then we can also do not only just how to mix colors, but mixing warm and cool colors and how you might want to use them in a painting. And, you know, there are no hard rules in painting. No hard rules. All rules can be broken. But if you're starting out, this might be a good way to get yourself going. Yes, please. All right, Dan, you got it. Next Sunday, same time, same place. Gentlemen, that is exactly what we're going to do next Sunday, okay? And if you guys check in on the community tab on my channel, I will put up the information and the time. And I really like this. I'm probably come on sometime this week also working on a painting, and if you're around, I'll do it in the afternoon so that you guys can more easily come in and hang out with me. Okay, I'm not going to do too many harsh lines. I don't want it to be too hard. And in this area, I'm just not gonna do a lot. I'm gonna keep it a little bit like, you know, I'm not gonna get too detailed. We don't need to in this spot here. All right, now what I want to do is, I want to get this area in here. I'm going to use a cool color, adding a little bit of white as too much there. I don't think I like that. So, you know, like you have a mistake here, and really all you need to do is just go in and adjust it. Right? With a brush stroke. Oil paintings are so forgiving. And you have time before the paint dries to work with it. There. Okay. Let me find a little brush. So on this particular day, you couldn't even tell where the sea stopped and the sand begins. Um, and, um, you know, I'm not sure how I want to actually work with that. Like I want some areas just suggesting. Oh, paint live, starting, Bev, yeah, rather than one of those insomnia nights when you catch me in my morning musings. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Um, Dan, what would you paint in? Are you talking to me or are you talking to Joman? Is it Joman that's talking about his drawing, right? Or her drawing? I'm sorry, I don't know your genders. Um, anyways, I'm really happy to be here. I am truly loving this. So, how do you make little notes of the sky coming in on the water when the water was so calm? And without doing too much. I don't want to do too much. There was no real lapping up, just some areas that had this reflection going. And I'm not sure how I want to do that. I'm going to add a little green to the blue, my ultramarine blue, and white. If I remember well, it's like some areas in here had these little sky reflections in it. Remember, you guys, water is clear. I'm going to do larger strokes on here. I don't want to do a lot of little flippy marks. I'm not using very much paint at all. So here, yeah, this might work for me. And everything's coming this way, so I'm Just using just a little bit to paint the water line, but only half of it. Yeah, I might actually do that. The question would be, do you actually paint it in this area? I think I would, and not here. I would just kind of leave it alone there. Just get a little bit more of the blue. How's that looking? So my idea here really just, okay, because here I have one shape, a big triangular shape, right? And here with the water is basically a, well, it's not triangular, but it's pointing this way. And the sand area is pointing here. These rocks are all coming here. This land mass is coming here. The tree is coming down. Everything is directed towards this spot here. So for me, to help the eye travel, I would do it, you know, this would be my spot. Right? Kind of doing one of those things. Creating another triangular shape within the water, very subtly, right? And in this area here was where I'm not sure if I'm going to do very much of that. Little specks of sunlight hitting down. Okay, I'm reading your comments. Trying to keep up with y'all, so doing my best. But thank you. It's really quite nice to have to hear what you're thinking. And I will go back and read more fully later on when I have more time. So here now, there's a couple of ways to do the seagull. Right now, he's a little fuzzy. We need some sharp edges. So the question is, do I go in with a light color and create the edge? Or I think I'm going to come in with a dark color and paint into the space. So I'll be painting in the negative space. Really want to get hard edges there. Okay. me get also okay. So the seagull is white underneath, but of course you're not going to paint his belly white because it's full of reflected light going on. And I think I would go with a grayish green, which basically means burnt umber. Let's see if this is a decent color. I'm trying not to get in the camera, but I'm going to come in and just get that line there. I don't know if you can see it. Okay. I'm going to mix up some sand color by adding burnt sienna into this grayed mixture. I don't want it too orange, so I will add a little bit more ultramarine blue to tone it down and gray it down. And a little bit of the lemon yellow. Okay, added a little bit more burnt sienna to get a couple of different areas on here, and I'm going to go with filbert brush. Okay. A bit too bright. The value is just a bit too high. Toning that back. It's kind of creating too much of an emphasis here, isn't it? What do you guys think? Should probably tone that back. Gentlemen, you're a beginner. Welcome. This is a fabulous way to for me, it's just a fabulous way to get into a deeper connection with who you are through your creativity and understanding what's going on in your creative life. It's really beautiful. Beb knows some of what I talk about in my morning musings. And I talk a lot about that. Yeah, I think I'm going to tone that down a little bit. I'm not very happy with that right now. That's better. All right. So we kind of established a little bit of the water, got it more evident that it's actually there. We could even using the script liner. I kind of like the idea of this rock being a little bit under the water. It isn't in the reference photo, but I kind of like the idea. Should we do it? Should we do it? I can just put it under the water by there. It's very subtle, but I like it. Beb says, I've been painting on and off for some time now, but I just love learning more and more. Not a pro. I paint what I find challenging or fun. New to oil more often with acrylics. Yeah, isn't that the coolest thing? To sit down with yourself and just play around. And acrylics are great. It's a great medium. I'm an oil fan because I'm a slow kind of painter. I like to take my time. I'm not an Instagram painter, meaning, I have to upload and do everything real quick. I'm not a fast food painter, let's put it that way. I think the more time you spend with painting, the more you grow, not only as an artist Because think about it, you guys, much of painting is taking the time to just sit with what you're doing and noticing. Just taking notice. What's going on here? And, see? Thank you, Beb. It made a change. It did. It was, I think it's coming together pretty nicely. And there are no little wavelets in today's scene here, but okay, I'm going to leave that as it is and come in on the rocks. I'm going to add some warm yellow for just some areas that I think need to come out. All right, so I'm going to tone some things back like this. I do want the pointing upwards. And let's get a nice okay. TLC, tender loving care. The smallest details, uh, in this style of painting, doing representational work, it is in fact the smallest details. That make a difference. And it's also very difficult to gauge just how many details do you put in, right? Breaking up those rocks. So we're always working shapes within shapes. We start out with this big shape of all the rocks, and then we begin to break them down into larger shapes within this big mass here. And as you progress through the painting, you break it up even more. Sometimes you put things back together because it gets too busy and jumbly, and that doesn't work, right? Like this rock here, you'll see in the painting, if you watch the painting videos of this painting here, in the reference photo, this is not there. This rock is similar to these, and I wanted a different geometrical shape to break it up, to create more interest, because when there's a balanced imbalance, right? When there's a balanced imbalance where you have something that's just slightly off or slightly different or something, it creates more interest. I don't know, the painting becomes more interesting to look at. Hardening this edge there. I like that. So Josh, Joman 112, what is the main difference between acrylics and oil? Acrylics are a water-based paint. They're very similar, but with oil paints, rather than putting the pigment or the color and putting it with a water-based, what's the word in English, you guys? You're mixing the pigment color with linseed oil or with another kind of oil, and that makes, when you put the paint out on your palette, if you're using oil paints, you can leave it there for a day or two and it won't dry out. Your colors will still be there. So you can paint a little bit, put your brush down, go make yourself a cup of coffee, go have dinner, come back 3 or 4 hours later, and everything is still as fresh as you want it, as when you began. But when you use acrylics, if you leave, by the time you get back, the acrylics will have hardened and you will no longer be able to use them. Those are the basic differences. It's just what it's made out of. We're using oils mixed in with the pigments, and that is, it creates great versatility, and it's why I like them. And also there's a luster, a shine to your paintings that you don't really get with acrylics. for me personally, if you're getting started, I highly suggest you go straight to oils. I think most people would say start with acrylics or gouache or something like that, some other kind of medium, something that's water-based. I say go straight to oils because, oh no, that was a bad brush stroke. Let's get rid of that. There. That actually turned out pretty good. Sometimes your mistakes can be used to your advantage. First of all, it's too blue and not what I wanted. Pulling these back a little bit because all right, and back here as well, just toning it down. All right, you guys, I am going to sign off. I'm going to put my brushes down. I'm pretty happy with what happened here. Let's go get a closer look. Sorry for the juggling here as I undo the whole setup. Okay. So that's what we did today. It's looking pretty nice. Oil is newer to you. Hey, Kaylin. Hey, good to see you. How are you? How are you? Okay. All right, so you guys, I will be back here next Sunday. Same time, same place. Let's start a painting, or we'll do color mixing. We'll do color mixing first, and then we'll use it to paint a very simplified painting. Isn't that a great painting, Kaylin? I don't think we came to this spot when you were here. It's a nice little place here on the island. Oh yeah, because it was too early. Thank you, Beb. You all have a beautiful Sunday. All right. All right then, you guys. I'll be back next Sunday. All right. Take care. Lots of love. Oh, maybe you did. Maybe you did, Kaylin. Yeah. Oh yes, gentlemen. Try and make it next Sunday if you can. Otherwise, of course, you can watch it later, but we're going to do color mixing, and I think maybe it would be a great place for you to start. Maybe it'll be just a great place. And believe me, like I'll show you who I am. All right. Hi. So if you come and do we'll do color mixing with the primary colors. So all you need is a yellow, a red, and a blue. I don't care what it is. A yellow, red, and a blue, and white. And then we're just going to mix a bunch of colors, because you can mix lots of colors with just those three. Those are your three primary colors, and that's really all you need. And I'll show you how to mix them up. and how you use them in the painting, how you begin a painting. So maybe we'll paint like something like a lemon, because I love to paint lemons. If you can paint a lemon, you can paint anything, literally. I hope you can see me, all right? So yeah, I will be back on Sunday, and that's what we're gonna do. Take care. Thanks all for being here. I really appreciate it. Here's my little tiny studio, right? My little palette, my painting, my reference photo was there. Some of my other paintings, right? All my stuff. This painting here, which is also here on the island. Yeah, oh, this was so much fun. I loved this. We'll do a still life, Joman. We'll just paint a lemon. Just a lemon. And literally, if you can paint a lemon, you seriously can paint anything. All these rocks here are lemons. Blue lemons. I haven't got any. All right. Hope to see you all here next week. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Take care. Bye.